Good morning and welcome everyone. I'm Jonathan Klusmeyer from EPA Region 7. We're excited for today's ceremony for everyone to join us. We have a great lineup of speakers available today. After the ceremony, we'd like to invite those who are interested from the media for one-on-one interviews up front. Now without further delay, let's begin today's ceremony. I would like to introduce our first speaker, the Honorable Larian Gaylor Baird, Mayor of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, and good afternoon, everyone. I want to just offer the warmest welcome to our Region 7 Administrator, Meg McAllister, and her entire team from the EPA, who are guests here in Lincoln today. We're also joined by Marie Woodhead from Senator Ricketts' office. So thank you for being here, too. Thank you for being here because this is a really special moment for us and for our community. On behalf of the City of Lincoln, I'm so delighted today to accept this $1.7 million Recycling Education and Outreach grant from EPA Region 7 to create the Lincoln Recycling Education and Outreach Project. This funding is made possible by the historic resources created by the Biden-Harris administration's successful efforts to pass the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. This federal funding, administered by EPA, will enable the City of Lincoln to develop a significant community-wide education campaign to ensure that every member of our community has access to information on how to recycle and reduce food waste. And our efforts will include a special focus on reaching low-income residents or new American residents, folks who speak multiple languages. We are working to empower everyone in our community to create a greener future together. And this grant also will help us accelerate progress on our goals of waste reduction, goals that come from our local climate action plan and which align with those set by EPA, including the goal to reduce food waste 50% by 2030 and to reduce the amount of recyclable materials in our landfill 80% by 2040. It takes leadership and commitment to envision, enact, and deliver on these ambitious grants and programs, and that's why we're just so incredibly grateful to our partners at the Biden-Harris administration, to EPA Administrator Meg McAllister, and to the EPA Administrator Michael Regan, to Region 7 Administrator and staff, and to all those who've reviewed our applications and brought us to this moment. Your presence here today is really meaningful to us. We're also really fortunate to have a dedicated team of local leaders at Lincoln Transportation and Utilities. And I want to say thanks to Director Elizabeth Elliott, Assistant Director Donna Garden, Superintendent of Solid Waste Operations Carla Welding, who's here with us, and Waste Diversion Coordinator Willa DiCostanzo for all of the work that you put into us arriving in this moment, the service you provide our Lincoln residents day in and day out. To deliver fundamental city services that make life better in Lincoln. And with that, I'd love to turn it back over to Jonathan.
Thank you, Mayor. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Meg McAllister, Regional Administrator for EPA Region 7.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be here in Lincoln today, especially because I get to do one of my favorite things, which is to give away money. And I'm really excited that we could do that here in Lincoln. This recycling, education, and outreach grant for more than $1.7 million will provide more opportunities for community engagement and awareness about the benefits of recycling and food waste diversion, while also eliminating barriers to access and participation in available programs to address these concerns. We all know that knowledge helps create accessibility and equality, and that's why this grant will focus on outreach efforts in historically marginalized communities found in Lincoln's 14 underserved census tracts. And this includes, as the mayor said, new Americans, people living in low-income areas, populations with disabilities, older adults, and college students at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And this focus continues to solidify our commitment at EPA to upholding environmental justice, which is something that's at the center of really everything that we do. President Biden challenged our agency to carry out his Justice 40 mandate, which ensures that 40% of the benefits of certain federal investments flow to disadvantaged communities. And also, with the help of the Biden-Harris administration, we are at an incredible inflection point in our history. Through recent landmark legislation, we have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to better the health, safety, and economic welfare of our country and our region. Through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act, billions of dollars, that's billions with a B, have been allocated toward initiatives that make our nation healthier, safer, and more resilient for everyone. And among many of the other benefits, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act focus on improving the effectiveness of residential and community recycling and composting programs through public education and outreach. It provides $75 million total from FY22 to FY26 to fund a new recycling education and outreach grant program for communities across the country. And this funding opportunity specifically addresses the importance of creating education and outreach materials that are evidence-based. So this project will use social science and behavioral change analysis and will include stakeholder engagement throughout the decision-making process. Now, more communities will be informed about recycling or composting programs based on local needs and engage residents in co-creating a climate-smart future, which will result in greater collection rates and a decrease in contamination across the nation. So it's really something to celebrate. So Mayor, I really value your partnership with us at EPA Region 7, and I'm really excited for this opportunity for Lincoln. I'm also excited that you will be continuing on with EPA's Local Government Advisory Committee. I'd also like to give a big thanks to Elizabeth Elliott and the staff who worked so hard on securing this grant. And of course, I cannot forget our amazing Brownfields team at EPA Region 7. I hope you know how amazing you truly are. So again, congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to you, Mayor, and we're excited to be here to celebrate today. Thank you.
Thank you, Meg. I'd now like to invite our speakers up to the front for the Big Check presentation.
Is it even?
I'm good.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Now, please welcome Liz Elliott, the Director of Transportation and Utilities for Lincoln, Nebraska, for closing remarks.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you to our partners at EPA Region 7 for the award we're here to celebrate today. At Lincoln Transportation and Utilities, it is our mission to responsibly deliver, enhance, and maintain the vital infrastructure and services for the good of our community. Simply put, we have a passion for finding sustainable solutions that will continue to keep our community thriving for decades. Today's announcement will enable our team at LTU's Solid Waste Management Division to put their passions toward an effort that will help our community members recycle more and waste less. The Lincoln Recycling Education and Outreach Project will engage our community in a variety of ways. Our team will develop programs to help our community increase recycling efforts, prevent residential household food waste, and increase awareness of the amount of food wasted. That's an important issue given that in the US, 30 to 40% of the food supply is never eaten. This project marks the first time the city has conducted a large-scale recycling and food waste education campaign to encourage diversion of food waste in our community. The project also aims to enhance public awareness of recycling, increase recycling of readily recyclable materials, and prevent recyclable materials from being disposed of in the landfill. This grant will include targeted outreach that will touch thousands of low-income residents in positive ways and help demonstrate how each of our actions can form a positive chain reaction. By taking simple steps to recycle and limit food waste, we can create significant outcomes that can make a positive change in our future. This project, as mentioned earlier, will run through July of 2026, and we will begin by convening a steering committee, conducting resident-focused groups, and ultimately lead to an evidence-based community education campaign focused on recycling, food waste diversion, and resource recovery. As the mayor mentioned, we are fortunate to have an amazing team here at LTU who will lead our efforts that will improve the lives of people in our community and bolster our collective resilience for generations to come. Once again, thank you to our LTU team and to our partners at EPA Region 7. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Liz. This concludes today's REO check presentation ceremony. Thanks for taking your time out of your busy schedules to join us. For more information about EPA's Recycling Education Outreach Program, you can visit epa.gov. Please enjoy the rest of your day.